ve şiddet tutkunu değiliz.
Biz de zindanla da korkutamazsın.
Your country is in big trouble.
Teslim olmanın sınırı yok.
Israeli forces seized the Gaza-bound aid ship Madleen, arresting its crew of volunteers in violation of international law. Jailed Kurdish leader Abdullah Öcalan receives an unprecedented family visit for aid, prompting a message of new life from behind bars. Talks between Syrian Kurds and Damascus stall over the future of Turkish-occupied Kurdish towns in the north of the country. And the president of the European left, Walter Baier, urges the Turkish government to open channels for Kurdish peace negotiations. Learn more with Medya News. The Madleen, a civilian aid ship bound for Gaza, has been forcibly seized by Israeli forces in international waters, sparking global condemnation. The vessel, part of the Freedom Flotilla, was carrying humanitarian supplies and unarmed international volunteers, including Swedish activist Greta Thunberg and French-Palestinian MEP Rima Hassan, when it was boarded in the early hours of Monday morning. Organisers say the interception violates international maritime law and defies binding rulings by the International Court of Justice, requiring unimpeded aid access to Gaza. All volunteers have reportedly been detained, and the ship's aid cargo, baby formula, medical supplies, and food confiscated. The Madleen, named after Gaza's first known fisherwoman, departed from Catania in Sicily on the 1st of June. The mission follows the drone attack on another flotilla vessel in May, also in international waters. This latest act comes as Gaza endures one of the worst humanitarian crises in modern history. Over 54,000 Palestinians are reported to have been killed since October 2023, most of them women and children. Meanwhile, former U.S. State Department spokesman Matt Miller has admitted that Israel, without a doubt, committed war crimes during its campaign in Gaza, a stark reversal of his position while in office. Jailed Kurdish leader Abdullah Öcalan met young relatives for the first time during an Eid al-Adha visit to Turkey's İmralı Island prison on the 7th and 8th of June. Among the visitors were Öcalan's nephew and Dem Party MP Ömer Öcalan, Ali Öcalan, and two children, Ronahi, aged 10, and Dylan, 11. Öcalan, aged 77 and held in near-total isolation for 26 years, met the children for the first time, gifting them pens and encouraging them to read and study. When asked what they wanted to be when they grew up, Ronahi said, "A lawyer." According to family, Öcalan said, "We are building a new life, bringing a message of renewal and hope." In Kurdish, Nujian, or new life, has a particularly important meaning, symbolizing aspirations of freedom and rebirth central to the Kurdish struggle. The visit granted under nationwide Eid visitation rights comes amid mounting calls for an end to Öcalan's incommunicado detention. İmralı houses just a handful of prisoners under some of Turkey's harshest restrictions. Rights groups have long criticized the denial of regular legal and family access. Öcalan made a historic call for peace in February, resulting in the armed PKK announcing their dissolution. The Turkish government is yet to formally bring a peace process to parliament or to free Öcalan so he can fulfill his role in negotiations. Negotiations between northern Syria's Kurdish authorities and the country's interim government in Damascus over Turkish-occupied Kurdish cities remain stalled, with Afrin emerging as the central point of contention. Fauza Youssef, a senior figure in the autonomous administration of North and East Syria, confirmed that a Kurdish committee is ready to begin formal discussions on Afrin after Eid, expected in mid-June. But Damascus's capacity to proceed remains constrained by Turkey's de facto control of northern Syria and its firm opposition to Kurdish self-governance. The talks are part of a wider framework backed by Syrian Democratic Forces commander Mazloum Abdi and interim President Ahmed al-Sharaa, formerly HTS leader Giulani. While other elements of the agreement have progressed, Turkey's presence and demographic engineering via proxy militias continue to obstruct any meaningful Kurdish return. According to the Rojava network, the disagreement now centers on whether HTS will allow the partial return of displaced Kurdish residents under the supervision of the Kurdish National Council, or continue deferring the issue due to Turkish opposition to any Kurdish-led civil administration. Over 300,000 Kurds were displaced from Afrin in Turkey's 2018 invasion. The prospect of a negotiated return represents a critical test for Syria's fragile balance of power and for Kurdish hopes of reclaiming lost territory. The president of the European Left Party, Dr. Walter Baier, has renewed his request to visit Abdullah Öcalan, the imprisoned founder of the PKK, urging the Turkish government to open channels for peace negotiations with the Kurds.
We requested from the Turkish authorities to have the opportunity to see Abdullah Öcalan. We did so already in December during our stay in Ankara, and we are doing it today, because we are concerned about his state of health. Moreover, Abdullah Öcalan is a key person in any peace process in Turkey and in the wider Middle East. And now it's time for peace. It's time for negotiating. It's time for listening. And we want to listen to Mr. Öcalan's proposals. We think these proposals are worth to be made known to the Turkish people too, and to the peoples of the world.
Medya News Daily Review.
Biz burada şiddet tutkunu değiliz.
Biz de zindanla da korkutamazsın.
Your country is in big trouble.
Teslim olmanın sınırı yok.